The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily reflect the views of the podcast host, its sponsors, or any affiliate organizations. The information provided on this podcast is for general information purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. Listeners are advised to consult with professionals and relevant fields regarding their specific situation. The podcast host and its affiliates shall not be held responsible for any action taken or not taken based on the information provided on this podcast.
Yo, I want to appreciate y'all for tuning in into the Concept Podcast. Today, we got your host, Free.
It's your host, E. Jizzle for Shizzle.
It's the Brethren, DC.
You know it's Ruck over here, man.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to start it off like this, man. How was y'all day, y'all week been going?
Man, it's been a real good, chill week, man. No complaints.
No complaints at all.
Sir, just grinding.
Everything copacetic. Well, it's great to have you brethren here with me today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Lock in with us.
Good fellowship.
Hey, as always, y'all, we appreciate all the support y'all been giving us. Just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and tell somebody you love them. You know what I'm saying? Make somebody feel appreciated of their existence or of their existence. And it's real simple. So yeah, man. Today's topic, man, we're gonna get into it. Man, I was sitting in the bed last night, bro, and I rolled over. And my wife, she gonna say, baby. I'm like, what's up, love? She said, do you think you would be better off with a black girl?
Damn.
And I was like, damn, what you mean by that? And I was just like, nah, I chose what I chose for a reason.
Right.
So, today's topic is gonna talk about dating outside your race. So, my wife, she a Latina. From the Spanish, the great deep South America type. But nah, I feel like ain't nothing wrong with dating outside your race, you know what I'm saying? It's really the woman who fit you.
Okay, and I want us all to go around and say that, but then I got a question for everybody then. Me personally, I date outside my race as well.
Oh, yeah, I date outside my race as well.
Been doing it for about 11, 12 years now.
All right.
They're strong, man.
But my question is then why do people of African American or African descent look down on it?
That's a tough question, man. I look at it like this, because my opinion is not going to be popular by any means. But
None of ours is, bro.
I mean,
None of ours is, bro.
It is.
Because you heard all our answers. We all date outside the race,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I will date outside my race, but I have no preference. They like me, I like them.
it's one of them things that I always thought, like, if somebody had that mindset, especially being African American, it's so ass backwards, because you got to think the number one thing for the Klan is don't date outside your race.
Right.
They're trying to keep it pure.
So how are we saying, oh, black people can't be racist, but then frown upon somebody dating outside their race? Like, that's in itself, that's racist. Like,
I said, you keep telling somebody not to date outside their race. Everybody hard-headed.
Right.
Don't go outside.
You just making it worse to be real.
Yeah.
Look, from my perspective, honestly, I'm a mixed person, so for me, that's who I like. Like, it's my preference. It's who attracts me, who I see favorably. Don't get me wrong, because I'm about to get canceled. Don't get me wrong. I find black girls very beautiful. I do. But
Queens,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. I find black girls very beautiful, but that is not what attracts me personally. Like, first off, how you look don't attract me at all. Personality is what really attracts me personally. But for when it comes to race, black people got an old saying. I'm gonna put it like this. What y'all say? You date a woman like your mama? My mama is the white one.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna keep it clear. I'm just gonna be honest.
Hey. So I'm gonna hit on this a little bit. So first and foremost for me, race or ethnic isn't a big factor, you know what I'm saying?
Right, not at all.
When choosing a partner, like a lifelong partner at that. So, what I feel like when I chose my lifelong partner, you know, I look for certain qualities that made me feel that I felt like was suitable for me. And if she was gonna be there through thick or thin, right from wrong, or whatever, keep me straight, take care of the householdly things as a woman, and very feminine in who she is, you know what I'm saying? So those were the main things. Like, I don't say race dictates who I can and can't be with, you know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
you gotta find your significant other that's like, not boost, but kind of completes you, but offsets like your flaws.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
I agree.
And also pushes you pushes you to be better.
Right.
No, 100% sure. And it took me a while to realize that, and realize that a certain person wanted me to grow and get to a level that they keep pushing me to grow emotionally, physically, going out doing exercise, any way to push me, that person does. But it took me so long to realize that, and that is what I look for in a partner now.
This could be my opinion, but I think the chicks that frustrate you the most is probably the perfect one for you.
Hot take. That's 100. I like it. And, hey, everybody, about everybody in this room know who frustrate me the most. I ain't saying no names.
Baby, I love you, but your ass is a
That's what I'm
headache.
saying, man.
Look, this person
It's a
can
good headache though.
get under my skin more than anybody, but it's also for the simple fact they want me to do better. They see more in me than I see in myself.
Right, yeah.
And that's just realistically why it's like I'm single right now.
Boy, shoot your shot.
But so shoot your shot. But it's only one person that done pushed me to be better, and that's the person that I see myself with. Honestly,
Hot take.
And realistically, I feel bad for like people who are so infatuated with dating within your race. Because imagine you doing that, settling, and then you miss what could have been your soulmate, quote unquote. That person who is just your perfect match, but because you have this crazy ass mindset, you've missed out on that. And in turn, if like you're a religious person, that could be your blessing, and you've missed out on your blessing because of a bad mindset.
okay. So I got another question for you, then, for everybody actually. What is the difference in society from a black man dating outside of his race to a black woman? Black men get so much hate behind dating outside their race, but black women, I'm not saying they don't get hate, but they get more. It's more acceptable.
Yeah.
It's more acceptable.
I hate to say it, but that's just how it is. Like,
Right.
in general, with men gonna get more hate than a woman on any day of the week. I mean, it's just how societal views are.
We built to pretty much deal with it.
You know what I'm saying? So
And I'm not trying to tie this back. I am about to tie it back, but I don't want to just put this to say what we've been talked about. In our first episode, I think that's a big deal with men's mental health. We taught to keep that shit in and take the hate. But why can't we speak out for ourselves?
yeah, no. But as a black man, even in my upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Like, my parents, my mom didn't never just teach me like, hey, you got to be with a black girl. You know what I'm saying? And in retrospect, like, looking back, coming through middle school, high school, when I first started dating or trying to have a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? I dated all the races, you know what I'm saying? I had to make sure, you know, am I missing? Is one better than the other?
Right.
Is this one got certain qualities that this one don't? And at the end of the day, she was just a woman, and she was just a woman, regardless of her ethnic. So, can I say the biggest thing for me with ethnic dating outside of your race is we are culturally different.
That's what I was gonna bring up next. Is
So,
cultures.
The
Cultures.
culture about it was like when I dated Asian girl, like it seemed like it was less appealing to them. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I was like, shit, your daughter cute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all cool. I come over and eat pho with you. You know what I'm saying? So
I think just to touch on the statement earlier, why black women frown more so on black men doing it than black women dating white men or any other descent. I think they feel like black men essentially have turned their back on them.
yeah.
And I don't. So I'm mixed. My mother is from the Philippines. I mean, she is as Filipino as you can get from a village. So she is a true Filipino. I think black women, and once again, this is my personal opinion because I'm not a black woman, but I think they feel like they turn their back because black women struggle. But on the turn side of that, my mother struggled as well. So I can't use that as a justification of we should have it harder because we're not turning our backs. It's
Right.
I think at the end of the day, as men, you're attracted to who you're attracted to.
And not even just as man though, but not even just as man.
No.
But yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
and this is just for the sake of the statement: black women, black men. So I look at women as having to struggle as a whole harder than men do.
Right.
To a certain extent, they have to deal with more dangers, more fears, more problems than men do.
Right.
As a whole, I'm not saying that's always the case, but if you look at a woman versus a man, the woman will struggle a little bit more when it comes to everyday life stuff.
Right. Because we are the providers and protectors.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I'm gonna read y'all something I seen on Twitter X now, but it says interracial dating was always live to me because you get to put them on shit like Martin and seasoning, and they put you on shit like canoeing and arriving early. How y'all feel about that?
That go back to what I was saying, like the cultural difference. You know what I'm saying? So the social norm for us, you know, hood, the typical things, hood, lower education, basketball, sports, more sport, just those
Food, cookies, like I said, seasoning,
and all that, music, the things that are such societally like prominent in the black culture will be the things that aren't so prominent in other cultures. So when we do date outside our race and our eyes are open to those new adventures, we like, dang, like life ain't so small, you know.
Right.
The town ain't
It's
so small.
outside of the
this
little neighborhood I got going on.
It's really just, I mean, it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. I ain't gonna even flex.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first thing I got put on outside of my culture, well, first two things I got put on is growing up, I hated country music. I promise you I did. Not a country music song was in my phone. I had alternate music. I had emo music because everybody go through that emo phase. But like country music was like, what they talking about? Like all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is I don't know. They talking about big green tractors sitting on the farm and stuff. But that's
Couldn't
just
relate to it.
yeah, I couldn't relate. I'm not even gonna lie. But I got put on country music. It's a lot of great country music that don't talk about that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I got put on to wine tasting. I ain't gonna lie, wine tasting. Actual going somewhere and tasting some wine and going on it.
Drink the stuff.
Yeah, that's because I ain't actually. But it was like a new experience for me, and like our community typically doesn't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a whole new experience for me, and our community typically doesn't do that. Now in ages we do explore like that. Now our age, but like back in the day,
I'm about to say now it's more acceptable. Back then, boy, they gonna make fun of you.
You talking about I'm going to wine tasting? What?
But the crazy part about it is that you say that you don't have to be in an interracial relationship to notice
Now,
the societal difference. Like one morning when y'all driving to work, leave rap music and listen to country for a second.
Yeah.
And see like your mood change.
Right.
Like
No, for sure.
you listen to rap music on the way to work, you come in with certain
Aggressive.
little
You
attitude, like,
aggressive.
like,
No,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
No, I'ma say it out front. Rook saying you aggressive. You thinking about money, females.
Yeah.
You thinking about drugs.
Yeah.
No. Hey, leave that. Even Hispanic music. You listen to Hispanic, you might not know what they saying. But
they got that.
But that upbeatness, and you like, ooh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always good. Just experience. To me, even if it's not dating wise though, experience something outside your culture, something that's outside your cultural norm.
But I say even now you just dating, just have a friend like that. Too.
Yeah, that's 100% fact.
Yeah.
You
experience. Something different.
We talking about music real quick. You know what? This is what made me like notice and like understand it was more than just black culture. MTV, VH1 in the mornings, 6 o'clock. I was up in there, Natasha Bearfield. Feel the rain
Ain't on your skin. No one else can feel it for you.
They're teed up like, no, what's this?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, my culture shock to all that is when I went to middle school at an all black school. When I went to high school with them, with all the to a predominant a private school, pretty much. Boy, when I got culture shock to that, people showing you that they love you, the different type of music, the way they talk to you, boy, that threw me completely off. I'm used to people cussing at you every day, talking down.
Even the teachers, get your ass in this class, man.
It's like, bro, so much, I said positive, it's so much just normal conversation people have with you that just
It's different
that you didn't hear going like.
And I think overall, and I know we swaying off subject, but this is very dear to me. I think this is how the world becomes more acceptable to everybody. Yeah. I think like music is a big music is a big influence, but also just seeing a different perspective of how people live, whether it be music or food or just
how they
chilling. How they do life, chilling with somebody that's different than you and a family, and see their traditions and how they do that shit. For sure.
So I'm gonna take it back a step, and then I'm gonna ask y'all. In those serious relationships that y'all have had, do you feel like you could have related? We haven't disclosed the races we chose the.
No, I have.
But anyways, do you feel like you could relate better with your same ethnic, or does that matter?
Okay, for me, I will take this over first. It's for the simple fact, like I said, I am of a mixed culture, a lot of mixed culture. For me, it's a struggle. I'm gonna be honest, it's a struggle for being a mixed person. I relate a lot to all my sides. Just being honest. And I don't think that influences me to date who I date, because I have dated my race as I am seen, but I've dated black girls just like you. I've dated an Asian girl. I've dated XYZ, but for me, it's a struggle wise, like culturally or how I'm drawn to, but I know, like Ruck was saying earlier, I know what I personally prefer.
I get it.
Or if what I am personally looking at. And I'm not saying, like I said too earlier, it's not that I don't see black girls are beautiful or XYZ is beautiful. Everybody, you could be Holly Berry is the finest woman alive to me. I ain't gonna cap. I had the biggest crush on her growing up for sure. But like, I will date within my race and I will date outside my race, but it's all a preference. Everybody has their own preference. Let's really be honest. Like, just because you black and you date a black man, that is your preference. But you look at it as we are, like one of y'all said earlier, I really don't know who it was. Y'all look at it as we're leaving y'all behind. And that's just how it's a struggle, one, to capsize. It's a struggle, one, and two, it's what I prefer.
Yeah.
I will say on your point, you said I don't think everybody has like a preference.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
okay.
it really comes down to like connection. Like, do I really just feel comfortable around this person?
Yeah.
Like,
No, okay.
Main people, I think if you make me feel comfortable around you, where I'm a goofy person. If I can be goofy around you instead of being nonchalant, I'm pretty much gonna be attracted more to you. Then it don't even really matter the race to me at all.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And for me, like with my girl, she was an absolute challenge. It wasn't like she thought I was dumb and lazy and everything else. Which at the time we met, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't the smartest bulb in the batch. And I wasn't the most hey, let's get to work type of guy. Like, hey, when we met, I'll be honest, my girl sat in the front of the class in college. Always had everything she needed, always had the answer. I came in late, studio beats on with my music playing, sitting in the back, first day of class. They're like, we finna do some work. I'm looking to the left and to the right like, work?
The first week? That syllabus week. I'm partying, boy. What you mean?
I'm over here like, one of y'all got a pencil? Cool. Let me borrow some paper.
I'm trying to see if we really need this book.
Exactly.
Right.
My girl hated me. And that was the biggest thing when we got together finally, like, that challenge of like, okay, I'm with somebody who's going to challenge me mentally. She's going to challenge me physically, like as far as getting to work, getting on time, like doing everything like I don't normally do. And to have somebody, I guess, progress me so quickly.
And that's a callback.
Yeah.
But like for me, it don't always got to be quick. I'll be honest with you. For me, like I said earlier, the person that pushed me, I didn't realize they were pushing me till after the fact that they were gone. And that's deep. That really is deep. No, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's real deep. The person that for me pushed me, I did not realize that.
Get your big ass head to
Get
the
from
other
behind the
side.
mic, man. The mic.
They always on my ass, Chad. They always on my ass. Look, I'm gonna lean this way now.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Hey, sorry for the interruption. My bad. No, for sure. The person that pushed me the most, they lost faith. Not really faith, but they lost what they saw in me, to be honest. And like, for me, it pushed me to be better. It pushed me along my journey. And if the simple case for me, if that never comes back with that person or somebody else, I know what I'm looking for now.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably
No, that's 100% sure. It made me feel, that's why it was a struggle, because I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. I never knew how to express my emotions, even with that person or with any of y'all. But y'all seen in this past year and a half that I have been more open to expressing my emotion.
Gotcha. So from me personally, I actually do. Well, no, I don't. I feel like I could relate who I could took. I feel like I could relate who I could relate to. You know what I'm saying? But then I look at it like the culture shock. I would say it is more relatable today within your race. For the simple fact is, if y'all came from the same circumstances, it would be easy to say, I know why Free the way he is. You know what I'm saying? He didn't had to walk to school. He had to walk to work at 18. You know, he had to do X, Y, Z to get to where he is. So yeah, I done seen that. But then again, I was married at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So over the years, I could see like my wife saying, yeah, I know why you the way you are, because I done seen you grow from that right out of high school 18-year-old to the damn successful, what I feel like is successful, damn near 30-year-old, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of years, you know what I'm saying, to know me, to get to know me, and to understand who I am. So I wouldn't say ethnic dictates relatability. I feel like time dictates relatability.
Okay, so when it comes to relatability, and this is specifically a question for Free now, for sure. me and you both are in the military. Is this why military date military folks?
Me personally,
Usually, I mean, I know you're not. I know you're not in the military.
Yeah, but this. All right, so it is gonna be stereotypes with it all. And my views on military women aren't the best. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact is, we play around in those areas and we learn. We have an outlook on how these specific women act. So I put a stereotype on military women, but that goes to say, yes, younger men in the military are more likely to date a military woman
because of relatability.
They relate more to them.
You've been through almost the same thing.
Can I ask y'all this? Is it relatability or is it area? Because military people are going to be around military people. That's
Right,
just,
all the
that's just
time.
a fact. It's all the time. You
Yes.
don't have to build that
It's
relationship.
kind of almost like the kind of like the I ain't gonna say yeah
College.
high school college
Yeah,
you're around that person,
around
you see that person
person,
all
yeah.
the time, so you
Yeah.
get to know and grow with that person.
And then at the same time, when you do, like if you do join the military, it takes you outside your social norm.
Yeah.
So you're Little Rock, Arkansas. I joined the military straight to Fort Jackson, wherever the hell that's at, North Carolina. So, and then boom, I finished that straight to Georgia. You know, I didn't get a chance to date nobody in Arkansas that could relate more to me. You know what I'm saying? My wife is from Arkansas, but I waited until I
He said he said it earlier. He went to high school with him. So, yeah.
But the simple fact of the matter is, like, yes, military people relate more to them, but also that's what you always around. You don't really get the option unless you're like active duty and you live wherever your duty station at, and you can venture outside of the base.
Yeah, but for me, I'm about to go against you on that. More military active duty people I know date active duty folks. I know more guard people.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I know more guard people that date outside of the military than I do active duty folks that marry active duty folks. So that's why I'm disagreeing with you right now. And you went back and said you agree now. But I'm saying, yeah, I know a lot of active duty folks that date active duty folks.
So, pretty much what we getting at, the ethnic side of it don't really matter.
No. It's about who relate to you.
Yeah.
No, it's how
Who you relate to and who makes
I know
you
we
better
brought this into the military, but it's about who relates to who. And if a person truly relates to you, don't close them off by their race. I'm gonna say it that way. Don't close them off by their race. If you get comfortable and you hanging even with a friend, a girl and a guy, and y'all get comfortable on a level, don't close that off because you might never ever find that again. Like Ruck was saying, people close themselves off to race, ethnicity, all of that, religion, even religion. You close yourself off because this person doesn't have the same mindset of you as that wise, but that don't mean they can't love you and you can't love them on that level.
Right.
Y'all just don't agree on certain things. And you will never agree. I've never been married. I've been in relationships. You will never agree fully in a relationship.
Y'all agree on everything for everything, run.
That's crazy if you agree on everything. It's 100% crazy.
That being said, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into it. I wish we would have brought someone in outside
Right.
the black race that we could get their perspective on this. But what I'm going into is, why do we, besides we think that women think they turn their back on us, why is it looked down upon ethnically? Like, But I'm gonna hit it. Because this is where I'm trying to go with it.
Yeah, explain first.
Hey, I feel like as blacks dating outside of the race and having this logical mindset, I feel like it's the same the Caucasian way or the Asian way or any other, the Spanish way or any other way. So I feel like a lot of the down look upon is because, like, hate to say it, don't counsel me, but for us, 400 years of slavery ain't just can't be washed out. You know what I'm saying? So for the older generations, like I feel like we're just now hitting. Well, I'm just now hitting a generational aspect to where it ain't as racist as it would have been in the fucking 60s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To like, damn, why you gotta have a white girl? Or damn, why you have got a Spanish girl? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Luckily, I grew up. My mom was open to it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I could imagine bringing my granddad in 91. So he was born in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine what he could have said. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whether or not, I don't really know because we don't have that relationship. But I don't know his views upon the outlook of the interracial.
And I'm put it this way, in all honesty. I'm gonna put it this way, that for us as a community, and I don't really want to put it this way, but for us, as I think about it, personal opinion, I think of it like this when it comes to dating outside of the race. We get the same stigma as the LGBTQ plus community. No.
Let's see where you're going.
No. It's because they are becoming more acceptable. Like you said, they are becoming more, in this society, they are becoming more acceptable. For me, honestly, I never knew nobody growing up like that until my sister. My sister introduced me to that, and of course I love my sister. I became very accepting to it, personal opinion. But until the mid 2000s, it was very unacceptable. They didn't have parades out here like this. They didn't do that. They didn't do none of that. I'm not saying it's as acceptable. They do have a way harder challenge than dating outside your community. I know that, but I'm saying how I look at it is, I pull up on somebody on the street. I still get questions today if I pull up with somebody outside my race. What you doing with her? If it's a black girl or a white person or a white girl that I'm with, why are you with him?
Yeah.
It's the same questions that they get is my essential thought. Like, and that's why I'm accepting of that. And I'm not saying religious wise. I'm saying that's why because I'm not a very.
Is it a biblical text to say don't date outside your race?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No. But I'm saying I don't even relate it to religion. Yeah. I don't, because I'm not a very religious person in that aspect. I do believe there is something higher than me. I do believe that, but I'm not a very religious person for myself. I believe in there's something higher than me. XYZ. My day come, my judgment come. So be it. Whatever it is. If I was wrong, I was wrong. If I was right, I was right. That's how I look at it. So I'm a very accepting person to everybody because everybody has their struggles. And I'm saying I correlate my struggle with dating outside my race.
Is it any other reason that we feel like is looked down upon?
I think mainly a lot of, like, I guess older generations, because they want us to pretty much grow the black community.
Yeah.
I think it could be a cultural loss. Yeah. I could see that, like, they're worried about a loss in culture. But as
minority,
far as, like, we always like to call ourselves a minority now.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
That's we're the minority. But realistically, by the numbers, we're pretty close. I mean, we're no longer really a minority. Especially if you're talking Little Rock. You're going to see way more black people in Little Rock than you do anywhere else. So it's
Chicago, too.
Yeah,
Chicago, big cities.
The Arkansas, like, outside of sticks, you ain't really finna see more white people than you are black people. So, like, for me, my father was born in 49. He's been with black women, white women, of course, a Filipino woman who's my mother, and my uncle is the same way. So I think even if you date back, it wasn't as acceptable.
Right.
But at the same time, he dealt with stuff I don't have to deal with.
For sure.
The same way my uncle dealt with stuff that I don't have to deal with. As far as somebody questioning me, like, I'm at that point now, I'm at that maturity level now, like, I wish somebody would question why I'm with the woman I'm with. Yeah. Because not only is it not your business, but on the flip side, I can give you a educated response rather than I'm with her because I love her. I can give you an educated response.
And that is where me and you are different, because I do get questioned on it still. I get questioned on it, and I'm not saying I'm not as educated as you, but the way I respond is I love who I love. Like you just exactly said, that you can't tell me who I can and can't love. So I'm just gonna tell you I love who I love, or I like who I like. It's cool. Go about your business. It's not your life, it's my life.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to be ignorant or be rude about it, but I'm just saying I don't tell you why you with XYZ. I don't ask you why you with that woman. Right. I don't do that. And so why would you ask me that?
That also goes back to, back in the older days, like your relationship with, like who that woman was to marry was dictated by the family. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or if that boy was a prince or somebody, you gonna marry that princess over there because they rich too. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get some of that
generational wealth.
And that's I feel like now, and as the day becomes more modern, we are in more control of those things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's part of the reason why a lot of it is changing.
Well, that's another thing. Back in the day, usually like, okay, you date outside of your race, but you're not bringing them to like the family reunion or something like that. So
correct, and I think that was still a fear of like the judgment. And then back in the days, that once again they had to deal with more stuff. We had to deal with.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I can do way more than what they could do back in the day. I can take my girl anywhere I want to.
Yeah.
No,
if I wanted to, I could show PDA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You can go, if you see somebody of a different race walking down the street, you can go holler at them with no repercussions.
Right.
So back in the day, I do feel like it was harder for them to do that. But then at the end of like going to now in 2024, it's almost a spit in the face to be like, dating your race. Well, that person went through a lot to get us here to where we can even do this, to where I can look at somebody of a different race, whistle at them, look at them, whistle at them, do whatever.
It's almost got to the point where it's like the opposite effect now. Yeah. Like it's almost looked up crazy.
That's
hot take. Hot take. I like it.
You dating a black girl now?
Yeah.
What you doing, bro? What's wrong?
Because guess what? No, that's what I was finna say. Because if I pull up next week with a black girl on my arm, all these boys gonna be looking like, I ain't gonna lie. Be real. If I pulled up with a black girl next week, what you just say? You'll be like, you alright?
Good, bro. Sure.
I'd be like, that's outside your norm.
That's outside your norm. Don't get it twisted. We're not saying that as negative.
No.
It's just outside of the norm. Right. Like everybody has who they're attracted to, and then when you have your circle, they know who you match with. So you pull up with somebody, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You match with them, and then if you pull up with somebody different, you're like,
we gonna double.
What you doing, man?
What, you alright? That's what I'm saying. You alright? Like, hold on. But nah, and like I said, that's not to discredit any of that. It's just that your people know you and know who you usually go towards or XYZ. And like Free said, I wish we had somebody outside of our race here to talk about this because I can't speak for them, but I will say this. I know multiple white females that date outside their race that they family does not like that. They family don't like that. And I got 2 questions for y'all on that. Does that make their family racist? 1. Hot take. Does that make their family racist? 1. We gonna get real. Does that make their family racist? And 2, does that deter a lot of white females from dating black men even though they are attracted to them?
I think it does. And I, on the second part, As far as racist, I think it's a cultural thing. It's we just had the conversation of we have to open ourselves to more cultures.
Right.
Well, when we as a community, as a society, have to put up that persona, that blockade when we walk through the front door being black men, that's going to come off to some people as harsh, aggressive, scary. Yeah. So now that we put on that face and then they hear music and then they see like the videos online, because let's be honest.
So a stereotype.
You gotta think at the end of the day, it's their child, it's their baby. They want the best for them. You see you pulling up something like that, bro, they gonna be like, all right, man. Is this real?
And if you pulling up like that, they definitely gonna be scared. I'm fucking with you. They pull up with you. Pull up like that. Look, I pull up like this. They 100% gonna be scared. But you all.
So the one thing I do feel like I wouldn't call it racist.
Yeah,
I would say social prejudice.
Correct.
For the simple fact of the matter is, it ain't just with white and black. It's with
Every race.
Asian and
It's
it's
every
with white and
everybody.
Spanish.
But-
It's with
I was saying from my perspective.
It's also
from
what
my
is
perspective.
displayed on social media and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's
We'll talk about
let's
that.
take that a step further. How was it meeting your girl's parents or family? However you want to lay it out.
When I met my wife's parents, it was one wild because I had to have a translator. Like it was.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I like it.
It really felt like I had I was tiptoeing around it. Cause I did ask my wife's dad for her hand in marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I felt like I had to go all the way out of my way to be like, hey, can I marry your daughter? You know what I'm saying? Even though we had met 2-3 years before that, you know what I'm
It's still a
saying?
nerve-wracking.
It was still like, dang.
Yeah, that's nerves. Yeah,
But
for sure.
on the flip side of it, in our dating phase, like going to the holiday events, the quinceañeras, and all of that, it was outside of my norm for the simple fact the language barrier. Had I could have spoken with them, I could give you a more detailed answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from how it is, you can see the little. I don't really fuck with him. You can see that.
Yeah, you can feel it.
But at the same time, her parents, if I'm walking in the rain, they gonna come pick me up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I need $1 or $2, they'll help me out. If something go wrong, her dad gonna help me come fix the issue. You know what I'm saying? I know they love me unconditionally, cause I am married, and their daughter is my wife. You know what I'm saying? So they not gonna demean me or belittle me or disrespect me in no shape, form, or fashion. I do feel like I am accepted in their household.
Cool.
Okay, that's cool. Most important.
And for me, to answer Russ's question, meeting somebody else's parents, which I've only met 2 of my relationship's parents, both were very accepting. Like it wasn't like the difference between, I didn't have that language barrier like Free had. The difference was, for me, with the primary one was, it was, hey, come have a drink, sit outside with me. And this was her dad. And he was like, come sit outside, have a drink with me. You smoke cigars? Let's watch this football game. My favorite college team is, XYZ. My favorite college team is XYZ. And just breaking down that ice.
Yeah.
Because we all, you know what I'm saying? And then I start asking questions back. And it's a age thing too, because you look to them to break the ice first. Let's really be honest. You look for the older person to break the ice first. You are new to the situation. You're young. You're trying to, figure out what y'all can relate on, what y'all can't relate on, what y'all can have civil arguments about, like football if we ain't got the same team.
Yep.
And with the mom, it was, he cool. He liked this song. It was, karaoke. He liked this artist. Her favorite artist is XYZ. Like, my favorite artist is XYZ. We all know the same songs. We're getting the kitchen dance, living room dance. I get in the kitchen, wash dishes, because that's what we did growing up for sure. Yeah. That's one thing wasn't played about. If you ain't cook, you washing dishes. So getting there, wash dishes, they be like, oh, he helpful. You know what I'm saying? That mindset. And then the second relationship, it was very young, but it was just my personality. So like very young, my personality shined through and showed who I really was.
Yeah.
On that second one.
I'm with that. And I mean, I guess to answer my own question, like for her family stays a few hours away, so it's a trip. So I had to meet essentially the whole family because I think it was a holiday or something like that. So originally I went into the situation of like, okay, I'm gonna be respectful, still gonna be me.
You still gonna have that ice too. You gotta warm. Yeah, you gotta warm
like,
up.
When I originally went in, her dad, mom was immediately accepting. Like, it was almost awkward how accepting they were.
Word.
Like, it was like just because it caught me off guard.
It's
Not
like
because
the blind side.
Like get out.
yeah, like it was crazy. And like they are country, they are from the country. And my girl is mixed with Italian. So like me going in expecting her dad to be just like hardcore the dad, you know what I'm saying? Like we all know like the dad figure.
But is that our community? Let's be honest. I think that's our community. That's like, oh, you with my daughter?
No, I think that's a fatherly
Nah, I think that's our community, man.
That's a fatherly thing in itself.
I think it is, but I'm saying as harsh as it is, I think it's our community that's very harsh about that.
Just think about it.
That's your baby.
Who going to get that shotgun?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
That
though.
white man going to get that shotgun.
No. I will bring a primary example to this, and I know it is a movie.
You are about to bring up goddamn Bad Boys.
Bad Boys 2.
But no, I
What
still,
they do, they change their whole personality. They change their whole personality.
It's a fatherly thing, but that's probably we probably got like 3 movies we can probably name out the back of our head like that.
With what
But
community?
go look at
Den of Thieves, dude.
yeah, Den of Thieves. That's my next.
He was, hold on.
That was the uncle.
It's like you taking my daughter to the
Yeah, but the uncle was black. The one that was acting like the uncle was black, and he was there too.
white.
no, he was like Samoan. The dude that was Samoan.
It was 50 Cent.
It was 50. You know what I'm saying? It was
the
50
main
Cent.
dude of the
It
whole thing was white.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, the main dude. No, the main dude was
Like
Ice Cube brother. I mean Ice Cube's son.
No, I'm saying
I'm
the
saying
main
overall.
dude of
Yeah, they set up the plan. Okay.
They was dude.
But
He was white.
All right.
I went in thinking that.
Right.
That's why I was going in thinking. And then like it wasn't like that. But then I go meet like her grandparents, and her grandmother's like one of the nicest elderly people you could meet. Like hands down, one of the nicest elderly people. But her grandfather
I had a
was
comment on that.
he was nice, but like he was
Hesitant.
genuine Italian. Like
Yeah.
I walk in, this dude has a jug of wine sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And like firm handshake, look in the
yeah.
eye, like had me shook from the jump. Like, but he was still accepting. But he also acknowledged like, this is my grandbaby. Don't
better not mess
No,
up.
you know what I'm saying?
You
Don't mess
better
up.
not mess up.
And that's he gave that to me firmly. Like, whereas her dad said the same thing, but he said it with more open heart, open mind, like
Right.
acknowledging
Yeah, that's
we
my
are
baby
young,
girl.
so
Yeah.
it can happen.
Yeah.
But that was the only experience. Like, it wasn't any racial or social divide, but it was a firm, like, hey, this is how I move, this is how I operate.
For sure.
Don't mess up. Like,
No, and I do agree with y'all. I do overall think it's a fatherly thing. I'm saying I personally have not seen nobody act the way we act as a community when it comes to dating daughters.
And you know why? Because you got to
said the
think
word
about it like this. On social media, have you ever seen the white man bring home a black girl? Besides, guess who?
Lauren Speed?
Napoleon Dynamite.
national security with Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Was it national security shirt?
On me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Oh, the one with Bernie Mac when
Guess Who.
Guess who?
Guess who? Yeah, national
But
security.
so that's like very you don't
Seldom.
see that often.
No, you don't see
You don't see it in Hollywood,
But-
barely.
the on the opposite spectrum, we know that
Yeah.
as black men,
Right.
you gonna bring a white girl to, even though if you had it's more likely for a black man to bring a white girl to the crib than a white girl, or the opposite, black girl to bring a white man to the crib.
Now let me ask you this: since you brought it up, did Hollywood turn that into a joke when it shouldn't have been? Because now, like
It
you
was
said,
more in comedy
like
movies.
it was
more
in
comedy.
movies, like, but it was
But it's
always
comedy movies.
portrayed as a joke, like
Yeah.
a ha funny.
Comedy movies.
Yeah,
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie, my real live thoughts about that is I feel like they had to bring it in more subtly, because if we had to jump into it and what it really was looking like, you would have to go with a racist movie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that just gonna demean the whole meaning behind the love in the first place. So I feel like it is kind of a joking, like, but it ain't a laughing matter. But they had to bring it. I would rather it brought in, ha ha ha. You know, I get to see it than.
Yeah.
Nigga, what you doing over here? Don't get your ass away from my grandbaby. Type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, but shoot, to move it along a little more, is interracial relationships, would you teach that to your offspring, to your kids? Like, or would you be accepting of the interracial relationship with your kids? Furthering on the
you would
generation.
have to be. There's no question about it. If you've dated outside your race, then you would have to be socially acceptable to it.
Right, yeah.
Now, are you socially acceptable to the man or the woman and what she's bringing to the table? That's a whole different argument. But as far as when it comes to skin deep, you're going to have to be accepted. Because realistically, I'm in an interracial relationship. My kids are probably gonna be mixed,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Say,
Like,
when your kids potentially mixed, you have to be accepted.
So you gotta trust,
no matter who they
trust your
bring.
kid's judgment too. If your child is bold enough to bring this person, your significant other to you, they pretty much trust this person. They believe that you need to trust in this person as well, who they dating.
Right. Yeah. And I only asked that for the simple fact is lately I have been seeing on social media like the interracial statuses of I'm a Spanish, my wife is Spanish. So a guy was saying like I hate it for it to still be this way, but being black is like the lowest of the spectrum in societal views. You know what I'm saying? So in Spanish America, to be mixed with a black person and taking on that black appearance or like the black aspect of life, you're least accepted in their Spanish culture. But being white, but a Spanish person dating white and having kids is looked down upon only if that Spanish couple or that Spanish offspring takes on the identity of being a white person. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, basically, especially if the father is the different race, it's like, damn, you looking down on us. It goes back to what we were saying. Like, when we date outside and we leave our black culture, I'm not saying like leave it behind, but when we open those avenues to other avenues, it's like, damn, you forgot all about us. So me being a Spanish and black father, it's like I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a real father. Make sure that boy treats you good. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That ain't what you wanted to say.
So
Yeah.
But does that not boil down to like black people do the same thing though?
Oh, yeah,
because
sure.
like
No, 100%.
if you think about it, in black culture, you go back 5 years. Now people have made it hot, but you go back 5 years, niggas didn't want to be light skinned.
Oh yeah.
Let you come out a little
Not
bit
even just
lighter.
now. It's still dark skin versus light skin shit. Y'all motherfuckers love that shit.
Yeah, but I mean there are people like in celebrity culture that have made that shit a little bit more acceptable and cool. Like everybody want to be Steph
Yeah.
light skin. Like everybody want to be Steph.
Right.
So
Let's talk about that with social media really, because social media play an influence in that. The celebrity and social media stuff play an influence in that to me, and I really want to hit on that with social media. If I'm gonna be honest with you, cause I will get a sidetrack on that whole aspect. Is why I'm saying that, because it's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next podcast.
We're gonna get to it right now.
Don't say it's gonna be the next. We don't know when or what.
It's gonna be on
That's coming real soon.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cap. The social media influence is quite. That's gonna get so many different perspectives and paths and avenues on there. But since we cleaned it up, next episode, social media influence. Hey man, I appreciate y'all for tapping into the Concept
He said it.
Podcast.
Appreciate the lock in. Y'all already know me. I'm gonna do it every time now. Y'all lock in.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and please don't forget to tell somebody you love them. We out.
Yes, sir.
Self love is the best love.